You guys, I was about to leave on vacation and I was like, no, I've got to run into the office and make a quick video for you guys. So I'm sorry this video has no polish whatsoever, but there are three really big things happening right now in internet marketing that you need to know about. The first is the change in Google search. There is an upcoming Google Core update. We've been hearing about it from Google. This one promises to be big. And the cool news is I think there are things you could do right now to do well in that update. And it'll probably work extremely well with sites following our post recipe in Project 24. That's the first one. The second one, talking about YouTube, it's a once in a decade kind of opportunity that has popped up just a couple weeks ago, and we have to cover it. And so some big things happening. And then the third is dealing with Apple and what they may be doing with search. Okay, first let's go to the Google Core update. So Google has historically done updates in November before the Christmas season hits. And we've seen a few presentations from Google's search liaisons that they've told us a lot of what's coming in this Core update. A big one that they're talking about is passages. Now, we don't know exactly what that looks like, and I've seen some conflicting information from them that makes us wonder exactly what they mean. But they're going to index passages of pages and not always the entire page. And so here's what I think it means. So you've noticed in the last few weeks that when you click on a snippet, a featured snippet, Google auto scrolls you down to the part of the page that they're referring to and highlights it in yellow. Again, why the post recipe rocks, because that keeps them at the top of the page if you're following the post recipe where we're putting our answer targets. So great. So what does this mean, right? I think if we put it together, indexing passages and the auto scroll down, I think Google is going to take a subtitle and the content beneath it and make that available to be a full listing in the SERP. That just one of the subtitles in your articles could rank because they can auto scroll you down to that particular part of the page where people are referring to. So for example, let's say I have an article on how thick should a patio concrete slab be, right? We're building our site concretequestions.com and we're writing about that kind of stuff right now. So how thick should a patio thing be? And then one of the subtitles is how thick a patio slab should be in cold weather. What I'm suggesting, and I think is what we're talking about here, is that Google may take that subtitle about pouring concrete slabs for patios in cold weather and the few paragraphs below it, and it's going to make that its own listing on the SERP. So when you search that specifically, you see that, oh, this is an article about pouring concrete slabs in cold with a description taken from that section, and it auto scrolls you down to that. This is going to rock for our audience if we're right on what that sounds like, because we've been writing long form content with subtitles to make it to take different aspects of the question in the post recipe and writing in a concise way in each one of those different sections. This could crush it for the post recipe. So what I would recommend over the next few weeks. Okay, and then there's another thing. Google has stopped the ability to request indexing of a particular page temporarily. And I was like, why temporarily? And they are calling this a bug. And I think what they're doing is they need to use that crawl budget, that indexing of that horsepower of the computers for the next few weeks, indexing passages before this happens, because they said this is going to be fixed in a few weeks. And I thought, okay, I see what's happening here. So it could be possible right now if you quickly go through your content and really optimize those subtitles, thinking of them as a standalone subtitle to describe the article, and then even writing answer targets within the subtitles. Be careful about messing anything up major on your highest ranking articles, but that could be a really smart strategy to be taking on right now. It's possible that it's not too late for this update. That's the first one, Google Core update. It's coming. It's going to hurt some sites. It's going to help some sites, and best of luck to you. The next one though is See, this is what happens when I try to do a one-take video, you guys. The next one is YouTube Shorts. It's crazy. It's crazy. This is, I mean, I don't think it's hyperbolic to say this is a once-in-a-decade opportunity to generate an audience. I want you to go over to the Channel Makers channel that Nate runs. I'm pointing because he's in the other room. He's doing a really nice full tutorial on how to dominate YouTube Shorts, but I'm going to give you a primer right here on what it is. So, you've seen the new UI in Google. Wrong phone. I have to carry two phones for a little bit. So you've seen the new UI in Google, in YouTube. So if I just start coming down here, boom, right there. See that vertical strip of videos? Focus on it, darn camera. That little vertical strip of videos. Few weeks ago, I mean just a few weeks ago, we all saw this change. YouTube is aggressively going after TikTok. They're being acquired partially by an American company, and so YouTube's terrified of it, right? They want to get into the short vertical video game yesterday, and they're aggressively pushing shorts and stories. We've done stories, 15 seconds. You got to have 10,000 subscribers to get in that game. Not seeing great success with them, honestly. The shorts are crushing it for us. So we started a case study on Backfire, which we're going to be talking about on this channel. We're going to give you the full details, but oh boy, this is exciting. So I made a 58-second video in vertical format, 58-second video. And I created it a couple weeks ago. Here's what it looks like. This is the watch time on that video. Doesn't matter that you can see in great detail. We made it made a tiny little bump with our audience, dead for about 2 weeks, and then kaboom! It's absolutely crushing it. That 58-second video now has 290,000 views to it, and it's generated 1,000 new subscribers to the channel from a 58-second video. It's nuts. This is a once-in-a-decade opportunity. This just popped up 2 weeks ago. If I were starting a new YouTube channel right now, every single day for the next 30 days, I would produce a new YouTube short, vertical format, under 60 seconds, use hashtag shorts in the title or the description for it to get picked up, and put it out there. They are absolutely crushing it, and I'm seeing tons of the videos that YouTube is recommending to me that are kind of mediocre, honestly, and they're from channels with very few subscribers getting picked up and being handed a massive audience. Think about 290,000 people. That's huge. That's a massive audience. That's television-sized audiences. And we're getting it from making a 60-second video and putting hashtag shorts in it and chucking them out there. You gotta have, it's gotta be punchy, interesting content. You can't put up junk, but it's an amazing opportunity. You know, I've been in internet marketing for about 15 years, and I've seen some cool opportunities. There was a day when on Pinterest, you could just write photography tips, photography tips, photography tips, photography tips, and you would shoot to #1, and I just owned Pinterest for a few weeks. There was a time when Facebook ads were super cheap when they were newer. And you could just trade nickels for quarters all day long if you threw money at ads to an info product. It was working like crazy. And then the ads got more expensive. Things change over time. This is a crazy opportunity. You think of how hard people in television work to get an audience of millions of people. And we have videos right now that are just exploding there from shorts. These 60-second videos are going crazy, and we're finding ways that we're actually generating an audience. They are subscribing from it. It's pretty incredible. So that's #2. You must be in the YouTube game and producing shorts right now. Too good of an opportunity to miss out on. #3, Apple, it looks like they're coming out with their own search engine. I've seen several reports of people looking at the user agents that are spidering their websites, and it's Applebot. They've also hired several Google search engineers over the last year and a half. The reason is that that Google is getting hit by an antitrust lawsuit from the Department of Justice in the United States, and so that Apple is scared because they're getting billions of dollars from Google to make them the default search on Apple devices, and then now Apple's saying we'll make our own. And will it happen soon? Will it make a huge impact? I don't know. But when you have a platform as powerful as iOS that you can immediately tie into your own search engine directly from Siri, directly from Safari, etc., that promises to be very, very interesting. Interesting, something to watch, but not terribly actionable right now. Those are 3 things happening right now in internet marketing. You guys, there are crazy opportunities happening right now. Every time things get reshuffled in internet marketing, somebody's going to end up on top. So get moving on these things and take action. And go check out that video from Channel Makers on how to make YouTube Shorts. I think it's going to send you to success.